Oh my god, watching them run
Yeah.
to fight things is so weird.
It's just, they're walking like bodybuilders. It's
Oh my
Welcome to Podheim, Jiroc's Valheim podcast. Let's give him the business.
Hey everybody, today is April 11th, 2023. I'm your host, Jiroc the Viking, and joining me today are my fellow Vikings, Gwen the Shield Maiden.
hello.
We also have Shield Maiden, Morning Darkness. Uh-oh, I don't hear you, Morning.
I think you might have muted her again with your magic buttons.
Beep. You don't hear her either, right, though, on Discord?
No.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, now we can hear you.
Hi.
Hello down there. How's it going with no mic audio?
No, I'm lighting up on Discord. I can see the circle.
Oh, I don't know what was going on. So how have you guys been?
Good.
It's been
Busy.
a hot minute.
I know we've missed you, Gwen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gwen, it's been like
I missed you
a
too.
month since we've seen you because I think we only did 2 podcasts last month, or
Mm-hmm.
well, there was a 3-week break between because of the conference I did and COVID, and then
Yeah.
we did that one, and you weren't available. So
Mm-hmm.
good to have you back with us.
Good to be back.
Yeah,
Yay.
and Gwen, you took a special trip this weekend, didn't you?
Yes.
You want
This
to
weekend.
tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about it, what you were doing this weekend?
Yeah, so this weekend was Easter weekend, which in the UK we have the Friday and the Monday off. So 4-day weekend. And we had our first reenactment show of the season. Yay. Well, it wasn't the
Nice.
first like national show, but it was the first that I could go to. And so yeah, very, very exciting times because it kicks off the season of many shows during the summer. A lot of the shows I go to are multiple day shows, so 2 or 3 days where you stay overnight. I've got my cool authentic tent that I had set up. I have the bed that I had made. If you guys remember, I made the bed like back in November, so I had my bed that I slept in for the first time.
Is that
Oh,
in this
so
picture
cool.
here?
And yes, so that is my tent, my little soldier's tent, my humble abode. And all the way back there, if you zoom in, that is the bed that I made.
Oh, right
out of
there.
just planks, of wood. And I slept there for the weekend. I have the floor covered with lots of wool blankets and sheepskins and things. It was nice and cozy.
Is that
and
some
then
Cool.
there's some arrows I
those are some
spy?
arrows. Yeah, there's some arrows. There's 3 bows there. One of them is mine. 3 long bows. The arrows are not mine. They're from one of the people in my group. He's made the arrows himself, and I have materials to make arrows as well. And I'm a little bit I haven't started yet because I'm a little bit terrified of it because I've not done it before, and I'll be doing it without much guidance. But this weekend I had the opportunity to sit a little bit and watch one of our in our society we've got like a little guild system for all the different crafts, and one of the master fletchers was there, and so I watched her do her thing, and I was like, okay, I'm going to absorb as much as possible because I will be needing to do that later. So
That's
yeah,
so
over here in
cool.
the corner, that's our armory. So a bunch of helmets there, some kite shields, some pole arms. There's a what is that? There's a couple of spears, axes, and things, kind of all all thrown on the floor because I think we were that was taken at the end of the day, and we had just done one battle. So
Is it
Um,
bad form to stick your spear in the ground so it's standing up?
well, if you were to do that, you would have to put the metal in the grass, and that's not ideal because metal rusts. So
Yeah.
actually, right now we have all the metal on the floor, which is again not ideal because the grass was quite wet. So
Yeah.
all of that would go rusty. So usually but again, we had just finished a fight, but the whole day we had basically placed all our weapons on the shields so that at least the metal bits are off the ground.
Yeah.
Because metal rusts. So
that helmet's
yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah, that is not my helmet. My helmet is the one right behind it.
Oh, back
On
there.
the shield, you can only see part of it, but it looks quite similar. It's got a nasal, like this one. It just doesn't have like the kind of peak at the top that kind of curves up. But yeah, I've got a similar helmet than that.
There's one helmet here missing.
Which
The Viking Mandalorian helmet.
oh yeah, the one that's yeah, because that one stayed in my streaming room over here.
Yeah.
That's so great.
Oh, do I show it?
Sure.
Do you wear it? I mean, come on now.
Wear it. I'm not gonna wear it now because I've got a hat on my head, but I could. Yes, hold on. Let me move my microphone a bit.
Oh, that is cool.
Oh, that is
looking.
so cool.
Yes, it's like a proper. So, okay, funny story with that one. Hold on, I'll let you admire the helmet and all its beauty. Like that. Yeah. And it's like a proper helmet and everything. It's got like all the things that you put inside to stick on your head.
So it's comfortable when it's resting on your head?
Yeah, I can wear it. I can show you. Wear it. There you go.
That is phenomenal.
This is the way.
This is the way. I sound like a tin can though, don't I?
a little bit. A little bit.
This is the way.
Yeah.
Tin can Gwen.
That's cool.
Great. Best purchase. So okay, so because let me come back to the microphone. So because we had all these shows coming up, we went to a reenactment market in March where I purchased this beauty. It was actually one of the guys that I bought one of my weapons from. He does primarily Viking stuff, and he just happened to have made a bunch, like four of those Mandalorian helmets. And I saw it, and I was like, "This is really unreasonable because I'm never going to actually wear it. I'm never going to use it." But but it's a Mandalorian helmet, so I got it.
Everybody's got to have a Mandalorian helmet.
Yes.
That's
I regret nothing.
That helmet, I think, is what made Boba Fett so famous in the original, Star Wars trilogy. He wasn't a huge character, but the helmet just looked so cool. People fell in love with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I have no idea why I'm all blurry out of.
Yeah, I think your stream is.
It might be my internet connection because the weather's really bad here. So it could be that.
Yeah.
Could be that. Hopefully it gets better. But to go back to that picture.
Yeah.
So this weekend, that's what I did. On the table there, it's this table was made by one of our group members as well.
Nice.
So it made a nice little trestle table that packs up nicely.
Great.
And yeah, and that's my bucket, my water bucket. I'm ridiculously happy about having bought a water bucket. Don't even ask. I'm just happy to have water available because these are warm and stuff. But anyway.
So do you use the water from the bucket for like cleaning?
Yeah,
and
we
stuff?
fetch we fetch the water from, like, usually there's a water point, and we use that as like the bucket that we drink from. And this is the cup. We'll talk about cups in a bit, but this is the cup that I use.
Oh, nice.
I get water from the bucket to drink during the day.
Nice.
Everything authentic on camp. So that's the thing, is when you do reenactment, like everything needs to be authentic to the periods that you portray. So everything on that table, this jug is.
Is that so like three people can grab it and all fight over it? No, me, no, me.
Yes, it was kind of the joke. So one of the guys in my group is portraying a merchant. So part of what's on the table is his merchant's display. And he acquired this cup that is apparently a passing cup, which people used to use because during feasts they would actually pass a cup around with a drink. But it's really weird because of the three things, and like the whole weekend we were joking about it, saying, like it can lead to many party tricks. You can either just use it to pass, and it's quite convenient because there's so many different handles. or you can try to have like 3 people holding onto it and drinking from it at the same time. See how that goes. Yeah, just a weird thing. But other than that, it's just like bowls and stuff, and we were eating out of those wooden bowls and things. There's a pottery jug in the back, and then yeah, on the left side of the table there is his part of his merchant's display. So he's got fleece in the bag because he is
Nice.
portraying a merchant, and in England in the 12th century, it was mostly wool that was exported. It was the main export. So he's kind of showing a bit of that. He's got some beeswax candles poking out of that little chest, some salt on the table
Mhm.
as well, which was also a very expensive commodity. And then in that other bowl, we can't really see it, but he had some soap, um,
This
some tallow soap. Yeah.
cool.
Nice.
So all sorts of little things.
Yeah.
That yeah, that was part of our display. Not very big because it wasn't a very big show, and for me, it was mostly like first time I was sleeping in that tent and uh, testing out
What's
the
this?
furniture there. Yeah, this is
What?
piece of the castle. So
Oh, nice.
we were
Ooh.
doing a show at Tutbury Castle, and the castle itself is like most castles in the UK in ruins.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were like basically in the middle of the castle, so that's part of the castle wall, and then there was another bit to the right as well.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
That's a cool
and
set. That's the one thing about living in the US that we don't really have a lot of old stuff like this.
mhm.
Yeah.
We have we live in forts, but they're not that old.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tutbury Castle. Actually, I don't know. I should have looked up the history of that site. It was a very fun show, though. It was a Hood themed show,
Mm.
so
Oh,
we had lots of archery, and we had a bit of a kind of a storyline around that. I took part in an archery tournament.
Oh,
I
nice.
nice.
missed all my arrows. Terrible,
Oh,
but
no.
it was kind of funny. Yeah, Tutbury Castle.
Well, it looks like a big
Yeah,
area.
so
This
it was
big
actually
open space here that you're in.
yeah, I actually have I can send you an aerial picture of the I didn't take silly me. I didn't take many pictures and I didn't take pictures of the actual castle itself. I took more pictures of displays and stuff. But I
Oh,
could send you another picture of um I went up. There's a bit of the castle that you can walk up and you can see down to like that courtyard where we were set up. So I can send you a picture of that so you can see how big it was and all the other tents that were there as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Cool.
so
Well, tell us.
so
yeah.
Gwen,
Yeah, go ahead.
as I say, Gwen, did you make that tent? Did you like hand stitch those?
No.
No.
No. I bought the tent because the canvas has to be weatherproof,
Yeah.
essentially. So, and that is a pain in the backside to do yourself. So, no, I bought the canvas, and my tent initially came with all the poles and stuff. Except I had to replace the poles because I had it shipped from a maker in Poland, and I think yeah, during the shipping and stuff, some of the poles got like one of them had a split inside. I used it
No.
a couple of times and then I was like, well, I kind of don't want to have the tent fall on me during the night, so I replaced the poles. But yeah, the tent I didn't make. I
Okay.
didn't make any of the furniture that well, other than the bed. The table and benches and stuff were made by someone else. But yeah, a lot of the stuff that we have, we either buy from people who make stuff for reenactment or we make ourselves. And
That's
yeah,
fine.
so that's the site, like the courtyard of the castle where we were set up. My tent is the one on the bottom right,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I
bottom
was
on
just
the
gonna
left.
say.
Yeah, right next to the archery tournament. We had to put that thing on the ground because the wind was just blowing it off. That was a target, like a
Mm.
Okay.
small target behind it. But yeah, my tent was right there. Then there was a bunch of other tents under the tree over there. There was that's where all the cooks were set up with the fireboxes and things to cook food for everyone. It was a
Hmm.
show. It was about 70 of us at that show, so
Oh,
not a
wow.
very like a medium sized one, I would say. And
That's actually a
yeah,
surprisingly lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, the next show that we're going to, which is our big annual event, there's about 400 people going.
Oh,
So
wow.
that one is much smaller in scale, but we do shows that are like 20 people all the way up to that 400 show. But yeah, that was a lovely little show, really nice site. And the weather was great on the setup day. So we went and set up on the Saturday. The show was starting on the show was open to the public on Sunday and Monday. Sunday we had really good weather, and in fact I got sunburnt, and I think I had a bit of a heat stroke,
Oh
and that's
yeah.
why you can see it. I'm a little bit red on the cheeks and on the nose, and that's actually why I picked this hat, because I was like, yes, this summer hat that I should I
Should
should
wear
remember
when
that
you're
summer
out
is
there.
coming soon. But yeah, I caught the sun a little bit. Because I mean, all reenactors know and keep saying you have to wear sunscreen.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how hot and everything. And because it was only 15 degrees and it was sunny, but not too bad. And I'm wearing like a head cover anyway. I was like, it'll be fine. Obviously, at the end of the day, I regretted it. I had like a massive headache and I was sunburned on my face and dehydrated. So yeah, always wear sunscreen. Always drink water. That's why I was happy to have my
Water and
water as
sunscreen.
well.
Yeah.
Yes,
We're so
yes,
used to
but
it being cold and overcast in the winter. Like
yeah,
the couple
yeah,
of spring weekends, you get a little sunburn until you start realizing, oh yeah, it's that time of year again.
Yeah,
yeah.
we
And
had
a lot of it is because I just my over the winter here we get so little sun that I think my skin and my body just isn't ready for the sun. So the only times I ever got sunburnt were exactly this scenario, like first real exposure to the sun after a long winter, and yeah,
Mhm.
skin is like, whoa, no, what's going on? Um, but yeah, all good. So yeah, that's what I did this weekend.
Yeah,
Great
we
fun.
had really nice weather this weekend for, like, the first weekend in a really long time, and it was beautiful on Sunday.
Nice, perfect for egg hunt. I was gonna say
Yes.
perfect transition.
I did some so I dyed my eggs using shaving cream and food coloring,
Oh
Oh,
wow.
interesting.
and so it gave them sort of that marbled look.
Yeah,
Mm,
So
that's
that was
cool.
fun.
And
And
it looks
this
really
was
pretty.
my son's second Easter egg hunt. We went to my
Mm.
father-in-law's,
so there he's out
and
there looking
yep,
for eggs.
yeah,
So
he
cute.
he is almost exactly a meter tall at this point, or
Mm,
3 feet tall.
Wow.
He's 2.
yeah.
Yeah, he's growing so fast.
He's so big. But yeah, he
Mm.
had a lot of fun and was running around, and my husband actually took him to the playground the day before, and all of these like kids who were about the same size as him were coming up full chatter trying to talk to him, ask him questions, and he says, "I play?" Because he looks, he's skinnier than a lot of them because he's really, like, lean and narrow, but he's so tall that, like, all of these, like, 3 and 4-year-olds were coming up expecting him to chatter back, and he's like, "Uh."
Not quite sure yet. That's
So,
cute.
yeah, we had a good time. I made, leg of lamb, and I made a different kind of deviled egg. For those of you who don't know what a deviled egg is, you take a hard-boiled egg and you cut it in half, you pull out the yolk, and you mix it with, like, mustard and mayo and, like, maybe horseradish or
Mm.
something, salt and pepper. Well, I made Bloody Mary eggs. So
Oh.
you take the white part of the egg and you dip it in Old Bay spice, which is a whole combination of spices, and then you take the yolks and you mix it with, tomato paste, mayo, lemon juice, horseradish, some celery seed, Tabasco, and they were really tasty.
Nice. That sounds
And then
delicious.
added a pickle. "Hi, sweetheart." It's
Yeah.
nap time for the little one.
Oh.
Um, and so yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like I said, I made a leg of lamb, and husband, was very excited about it. He raved about the lamb.
Mm.
And,
Love lamb.
Yeah. So I made a bit of a feast, and then we took it over to my father-in-law's. And so, yeah, it was good times.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. We visited friends this weekend too. And there was everybody brought a little bit of something. So it's just fun hanging
Nice.
out, just get out, especially with the weather being so nice now, right?
Oh, yeah.
You
Oh,
get,
yeah, it was beautiful. Yesterday was almost, like, getting hot.
oh, I've been wearing shorts. Yeah. Every day now. I love when, with that time of year when it's like, okay, now my pants all go in the drawer because I'm not going to be wearing them anymore, in the back of the drawer. Because all the shorts come out now. Too warm for
Oh,
pants.
I
Mhm.
wish. I wish.
Yeah. Well, I know Gwen talked about her summer hat, so I guess I should explain what I'm wearing here. So this hat here, whoop, see the little green man on there?
Hmm.
So I got this hat when I was
Seems familiar, actually.
in Germany,
Oh.
because in Germany they have their crosswalks all have this
Hmm.
little walking man on it, and
That's why it looks familiar.
yeah.
Hmm.
They referred to him as the walking man, as far as I could remember. It's been a few years, but
Oh, that's
yeah.
funny.
And we have the little man too on our
Person.
crosswalks, like the person, the stick figure. It's white usually. There's a few variations, but nothing as cute as theirs.
Hmm.
It's got a little,
Does
of
it
course,
have a little hat?
it has a little
Yeah, I
hat.
think
Of
it's got a
course,
little
look at
hat.
that.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why I loved it. Like, oh, he's got a hat on. I'm
And
wearing.
it's carrying a baguette. I think it looks actually more French than German.
Um, but yeah, so I thought that was cool. And yeah, I don't think I wore it before. Maybe I did. I can't remember. I get so many hats.
I think I've seen it.
Yeah. But so we one of the couple of announcements today that we've got is one for all the Patreon supporters out there. I just want to let you guys know that I'm pulling one segment from the podcast, and I'm going to save that for you guys. The podcast
Ooh.
is already long enough anyways, but anybody who wants that little extra segment, you'll find it in the Patreon. Just go to the Patreon page, and there'll be a link for it for all of you guys. And I guess if you signed up for email notifications, you'll get an email notification when I post a post in Patreon. And then also my season 4 server is coming up here in 10 days. On the 21st, it launches.
So cool.
And
Yes.
I'm guessing you both have seen the trailer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Very
So
cinematic trailer again.
anybody
Very
not
nice.
not familiar with it, I'm going to play it. Unfortunately, you here on Discord are not going to be able to hear the audio, but the users will. Let's watch. It's pretty short.
I love that you have the burger in the meadows. That's very interesting new landmarks.
Yeah.
Islands, and you can get these on your server, right?
This floating island. Yeah, players can acquire it on my server. Yep. It's a perk for the Patreon supporters.
Yep. Amazing.
Ancients.
Yeah, so I was looking for a storyline because of what I wanted to do with the things I wanted to build and what I wanted to place. And when they released Mistlands, Valheim Ancients, when they released the Mistlands, they put out so many cool things. First of all the marble structures, and there's a lot of marble pieces and marble statues. And that reinforced marble piece with the metal band on it that you can't build as a player, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
And then all of the Jotun remains with the helmets and the swords, and there's an arm, there's a rib cage, the obviously the skull with the brains inside. So many cool things that just make the world feel like it has more history to it, right? So I wanted to come up with a storyline where I could take those and start placing them around the world. And I thought, well, the frost mages, they should be from the deep north, and the fire mages should be from the ashlands. So I started this story in my head where, okay, it's long time ago when the Dwerger ruled Valheim. So right now I think I've got about 30 or 40 locations that are being placed all over the world, so that you can run into them. It's not just like one of each. They're just all over the world. I have a mod that populates the world with them automatically. And they've got these special fortresses that the frost mages live in. And of course, they're all decorated in blue colors and ice. These fortresses that the fire mages live in, decorated with red and fire. And then I call them the rogues, right? The ones with the crossbow. I just call them rogues. I think they're actually called Arbalast. I think that's like the name of the crossbow or something, right?
Arbalest, yeah.
Arbalest. That's what they call them in the code, but they kind of reminded me of rogues. So from.
But I think they are called Dwerger rogues in the game.
So I'm so used to just seeing the code, the admin code that they post, that I don't even pay attention to the names these days. Because if I want to put it in the game, knowing its real name doesn't help me. I have to know what its code, what the code that they used for it is. But yeah, so the rogues they're all over the rest of the world, everywhere else besides the deep north and the ashlands. And they've got their own structures all over the place too. So, and then there's just lots of interesting perks because the entire deep north is populated. If you saw in the video.
The tower.
Well, there's a shot here. It's a little dark because of the. But if you can see, this is the deep north here in the background. But there's a lot going on.
There really is.
In that shot, and then of course they have their tower. And the Ashlands the same way. We have lots of the entire biomes are populated with things, and you find because it's an older world. So I actually tested some of the settings for the vegetation on this week's resource server. We have a resource server for our vanilla servers, resets every few weeks. So one of the things the players noticed were that all the oak trees were 4 times bigger than normal.
Oh, nice.
Wow. They were going through the meadows like, whoa.
Like then the size of the Mistlands, old Mistlands trees?
No, but more like the size of the swamp trees, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Well, and they don't just shoot straight up like the swamp trees or the Mistlands trees, right? They've got the leaves that branch out, so those really go out and just fill the horizon line with foliage.
Nice.
It's an interesting look, and it's just part of making the world feel older. Back in the time when it was different, more wild, and ruled by Dwerger.
And it kind of makes us, if everything is like scaled up and looking bigger, it kind of makes us feel as small as Dwergers, like Dwerger size.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it feels more epic and grand when things are bigger. As a matter of fact, so when I put together the Ashlands and the Deep North, the things that I added to it, some of them are really big. They're gigantic, so you're not used to seeing things that big in the game, because those are the end game things, right? Like they should feel big and epic for the end game biomes, right? So I mean, kind of like what they did with the Mistlands. The Mistlands has all these, huge peaks and everything. So
I guess I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What came first, the Dwerger or the oh my gosh. The other
The
D
chicken
word,
or
the
the egg?
undead. No, the Diverge. No, that's the same.
The dwarves?
No,
Oh,
You talk
you're
about
thinking
something
of
in
the
game?
chickens?
Draugr.
Oh, the
The
Draugr.
Oh,
Dwerger or the Draugr. There we go. You see why I was struggling.
Well,
yeah.
the Dwerger is a race of people that's probably been around for, hundreds of thousands or millions of years. But the Draugr have only been around
Draugr.
for 1,000 years, according to the lore, right? When their
Okay.
cities were banished and whatnot, and they were humans. But yeah, that's a great mythology too. That's kind of what we did for our season 2, is we had it themed around the Draugr and what we
Mhm.
called the Night Mother, which was the queen of the Draugr. Um, but yeah, so there's no mist too in the Mistlands. In
That's
No
wild.
mist at
ancient,
all?
no mist anywhere, because it's ancient
Oh.
Valheim before the mist took over.
Ah.
So yeah, there's absolutely no mist in the Mistlands in my season 4 Valheim Ancient server. So you get to see what it looks like when you're running around and playing in there.
I think that
Yeah, that's
alone
so
is going to
cool.
draw a ton of people.
Well, and it looks so cool. So to be able to run
Yeah.
around and build in there, and you can see those y'all far away now, so you can get them before they
Mm.
get your base, right? Because there's no mist. And then
Or you can always just trap a y'all and
there
then
you
you never
go,
have to worry about it.
trap them, yeah, so they don't spawn. And then we have the floating islands.
Oh, yeah.
The theme for those two were it was way back when even the land defied the gods, and they floated before they fell and
Funny.
crumbled to the ground. Um, and yeah, and the best thing is that there's no mods needed to play this. So I use mods to
Nice.
build the world all out of vanilla pieces and vanilla mobs. And yeah, once the world is rendered, because I can generate the world. Like as it's like if you had visited that area, because whenever you visited an area, that's when the game actually generates that zone. So
Mhm.
I generate all the zones, and so it has all that cool content, and then you can just hop on in vanilla, whether it be on your personal or on my server, or if you want to get your own server, you can. I'm making the map available for download for patrons, so you can put it on your own server and play with friends. And of
Oh,
course, if
nice.
you don't have a server, then you can get a server from G Portal and save 10% with my link, right, Gwen?
Mm-hmm.
It's just jiroctheviking.com/gportal. And yeah, they have it for Xbox too. So you can get an Xbox exclusive server or a PC. They have crossplay. I heard they're still working out a few kinks with it, but once they work that out, then hopefully PC and Xbox players can play together. But yeah,
Yeah.
you want a server, save 10% with my link. And it's also in the description if you need it, that link. Yeah, if you want to access my server, it is a perk for my patrons. But if you really want to, if you really love my content, you really want to hang out with my community, but you just can't afford to support right now, no problem. Come fill out an application. We have a little text box down there where you can explain that you can't afford to support right now, but you're a huge fan and whatever, and you want to, play with an online community. Yeah, just go fill that out. We want good people. So, if you can't afford to support, we still want you to come play with us. And we already have, a few people who can't afford to support and they're in. Because I've been told before, but if they can't afford to, you say that, but if they can't afford to support, you'll just ignore their application. I'm like, no. If they come in, we do like a little meet and greet, and if they seem like a good fun person, we let them in, and we have all kinds of different people, fun community.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we also just recently launched, I think I mentioned in the last podcast that we were going to do it, but we launched a 7 Days to Die server, and
Oh, yeah, I've seen Kondo and Not Really Evil in there a lot.
oh yeah, our two of our Australian players, they're in there. Well, they helped set it up. Kondo mainly, he set it up, and she did some testing with him. But yeah,
Nice.
it's a super fun game, and it's nice for those who are interested of taking a little break and bouncing back and forth. And you can try a different game. There's a reason why it has more daily players than Valheim, because it's one of two survival games on Steam that have more daily players than Valheim, 7 Days to Die and Ark being the other one,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Um, but and it's different than the vanilla experience. So the vanilla experience is awesome, but on our server, we installed mods for the server. The players don't have to install any mods because they officially support mods there because they've been around for 10 years. So you just join the server, and you can find me on the server list. Just type in Jiroc, Jiroc, and you'll see it. It's called Jiroc's Niflheim, and Niflheim is the word for the Norse land of the dead.
Yep.
Which is kind of an interesting word.
Fitting.
Yeah. And so we've added a couple of neat features to that server where we have home teleports, because the world is so big in 7 Days to Die, and they don't have portals. They do have vehicles, but if you want to get home, you can type teleport or /home, and it'll teleport you home if you have set your home previously.
Oh.
And patron supporters get a couple of extra home teleports so they can teleport to multiple places. We have a player market. This is a giant building where players can set up vending machines and sell to each other. So that's kind of fun. And then there's this thing called J-Bucks. J-Bucks. Jiroc bucks. Bucks meaning dollars, right? So it's called J-Bucks, and it's an in-game currency that you earn just by playing. You kill zombies. The more time you're in the game, you just accumulate J-Bucks. And then there's an online, we have a website where you just go on and you spend these J-Bucks that you earned in game by killing zombies and stuff to get extra equipment that you're having a hard time finding in the game, right? So you can, it's just like an extra perk. And it's
That's fun.
yeah, it's a great mod that a lot of the bigger and more popular servers use. So Kondo wanted to have all those neat features available on our server as well. And if you need sometimes it's an older game, but if you turn the graphic settings up really high, you can tax your system, just like Valheim. If you're running really high graphics in Valheim, it can tax your system. But if you want, you can go over to Zydex and get yourself a PC with my link, jiroctheviking.com/Zydex. Or right here, they just popped up a chat message. Need a new PC ASAP? These systems are built, tested, and ready to go. What questions do you have for me? I didn't plan that. That was just their chat box opened up. And just to prove that I am a player, look at that. That's me with my Zydex. Yeah, right there. Ooh, yeah, baby. It's over to the side here. I love it. It's awesome.
Looks very cool.
Yeah. Liquid cooled, lots of lights to look flashy. But yeah, and they have a lifetime parts and labor warranty. So if you have any problems, very few companies do that. So yeah.
I wish I could afford one, man.
Well, yeah, they have, the interesting thing is you can custom have it custom built. You can have it custom modified, but they have pre-built machines here. These are all gaming machines. So their lowest starts here at the pre-built machines at $8.99 and they go up.
Yeah.
But you can also, like I'm a video editor, obviously. So I got a couple of special things added to my system that were really good for the Adobe Premiere video editing system. So whatever your needs are, they're really good at that. And they don't add that much extra commission to their products. So because they sell in such bulk. A lot of big YouTubers use and advertise Zydex too. It's a great company. I recommend them, obviously. But they are a sponsor. So disclaimer, right? So new videos, Valheim. Let's talk a little bit of Valheim videos. And I know Morning Darkness is also doing a couple of other games in addition to Valheim. What have you been doing over there on Twitch, MD?
Well, so I did celebrate a year of streaming, and I did the first half of The Quarry. And so just this last week, I finished up the story. and I screwed up and had a bad ending, but
Oh no.
but that's okay. And then I've also done a couple of weeks now where we've played Smallland with the community.
Mm.
And I have to say that Smallland is fun. People have been describing it as if Valheim and Grounded had a baby. Uh, the building is awesome. There are a lot of bugs, and I mean that literally and not just because it's an early access game.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it
I knew it would. I mean, some games have more bugs than others when they first come out, but
it's not too bad. It's really not been too bad. Like, and they've been listening to the community and done a number of updates and fixed a number of things really quickly, which is really nice. But there's some things about it that I just think are kind of different and interesting, but also annoying. They have no way to label their storage.
no signs yet, huh?
No sign.
That's
But it has
frustrating.
the building has this very elvish, fey quality to it, and it's just absolutely delightful, and the aesthetic is gorgeous. But there are a lot of bugs, and the spiders in the game, they do have an arachnophobia setting, but
Mm.
they just remove the legs from the
Oh, what?
spiders.
So what
So
are
you
they?
just have like
So they're just
floating balls?
yes,
The body's just
floating.
floating in the air?
Yes.
I mean, that's still kind of creepy looking. That may be
No,
even more creepy.
it's worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be worse.
Yeah. Because
Like,
most people that it's not just the legs, it's just all the eyes as well. It's like
yeah,
the
no,
hairy
And the hairy
animal.
body.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess the arachnophobia is specifically the number of legs issue. So I don't know. I don't
Hmm.
know.
It seems like maybe if you hit that setting, it would switch it to like a giant ant or some like a giant beetle or some other bug.
A fluffy fuzzball. I'd be down for a fluffy fuzzball. Just like reskin the whole thing. It'd be great.
Does it give you the willies a bit?
No, but I don't have that issue.
Mm.
But like the different bugs that just come up on you from like random, you're just like, where did you come from? Ah! And so it is a fun game though. And so I have been opening it up to the community. So anyone who's been wanting to come in and play, as long as they've been around for like a couple of streams and I kind of get a feel for them and their personality, I know they're not going to come in and cause trouble, then yeah, they're totally welcome to come and join the game. And
Oh, that's
then
nice.
yeah, I've done a couple of episodes of Date Night with the hubby. Jiroc came in and got to see the ridiculous build that we're working on. And I
Wow.
definitely want to turn that into a POI for some great folding someday.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a
And
late night. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning. I
yep.
had just finished hosting my poker game, and I was a little happy. And I was like, set up my computer before I went to bed, and I looked, hey, she's streaming. And I was waving at my screen like you could see, hi, MD. But she couldn't see me.
Amazing. And then I've been doing the new biome challenge. We've finally started building the Black Forest log cabin, but I'm doing it horizontally instead of vertically.
Mm.
Or vertically instead of horizontally. Yes.
The
I
log
got it
cabin?
backwards, but yeah. So I'm doing all of the beams up and down.
Yeah.
And I also had a community member who designed an Easter egg hunt
Oh, nice.
for the game. And so I got to open it up to the community, and we had a little competition where you have an hour to find as many eggs as you can. There are almost 1,000 hidden on the small starter island.
Oh, wow. That is a lot of work.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, he did such a great job, and it's brilliant.
And
so
all hand placed, I'm guessing?
yeah, he
Whoa.
designed the whole thing. So, I just posted an invite on Jiroc's server to the tribe community that if anyone wants to do an Easter egg hunt or an egg hunt, I guess I should say, this upcoming weekend, I'm gonna host it, and we're gonna go. So, Jiroc and
Nice.
Gwen, if you guys are around and want to go hunt eggs with everyone else, I
When
have
is it going to be?
I haven't quite pulled people on like when they're available, but probably Saturday. Um,
So my Sunday, I'm guessing, if
no,
it's
your
evening.
Saturday night. Your Saturday night or Sunday morning.
Oh.
Yeah. I haven't quite figured out when I'll be able to do it or when people will be available. Only one person has really expressed interest. But if you listen to this podcast,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm going to be creating an event probably either today or tomorrow.
nice.
Yeah, that's fun.
A little community event.
Well, yeah, all that
And
work,
don't worry.
all that work to place 1,000 eggs. Yeah, it seems like it'd be fun if other people can get into that map somehow
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
chase them
And
down.
don't worry, I'll be hosting at Jiroc, so you don't have to take down a server to to put it up. But I do have it all set up, so it'll be very easy for me to just give people the IP and password and
Are you Steam hosting it or through a server hosting it?
through a server.
Okay, cool. And what did they
Yeah,
use for the eggs? What was the actual item that was
the
hidden?
chicken eggs.
Oh, so they actually use the chicken
Oh,
eggs.
chicken
Okay,
eggs.
Yeah,
cool.
Mhm.
yeah. And
Nice.
they're everywhere. Like, they're in the water, they're up high. You have to look on every building. You have to look inside of everything. There are
Across the whole
presents.
map?
No, just on the starter island.
Just
There
on the
are
start radar. Wow.
presents that you can find hidden items. So it's designed for like a starter character or like a naked
Mhm.
character. So, but yeah,
That's fun.
it's good times.
Cool. Well, what about you, Gwen? You've been doing some streaming over there, even though you haven't. You missed the one podcast that we did this last few weeks.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I've done a ton of streaming actually. I because of a lot of my time at the moment being things like this, sewing kit for shows,
Yeah.
and preparing for the show season and so on. I haven't really had time to do much video editing, even though I've got like still a very long list of videos that I'd like to do. Just haven't really had the time to work on the scripts and shoot and edit and all of that. So instead, I've been compensating by doing a lot of streams, and I did a bunch of no map streams because season 3, which we are currently on, is ending in 10 days, right? Or a
Yeah.
bit less than 10 days because season 4 is coming soon. So we are on a bit of a time limit to finish this playthrough of season 3. And it's been a slow beginning. Like people were kind of waiting on everyone else to catch up to kill Bone Mass and then Moder and stuff. But since the last 4 weeks, we've done Bone Mass, Moder. We've actually killed. We did like 4 Moders at once because
Oh
we're
my
crazy.
gosh.
We
Oh yeah.
instead of just doing the normal, oh, let's kill Moder, because it's so many of us and a lot of people were on quite late armor. We're like, okay, let's spice things up and summon multiple bosses at once. So we did the Moder fight was quite crazy. Actually, that was a very fun stream.
Oh no.
We all died very, very many times. And then we progressed. So we progressed to Moda. We progressed through on No Map specifically. We did a bit of plains stuff. We last week did Yagluth, and we fought 2 Yagluths at once.
Oh,
That was
fun.
fun. So we did that, and so that was a whole no map playthrough. So the next kind of next steps for no map is this Thursday. I'm going to be streaming. So the day after, I guess, the day before this podcast will come out, I will have streamed a bit of Mistlands in no map, which we started after Yagluth. We took our first steps in the Mistlands with no map, and that was very very fun. So we'll be doing a bit more of that, grinding materials and things so that we are gearing up for the Queen fight. Someone on the server explored the Mistlands on his own with no wisp lights or anything, because it was before we killed Yagluth. So Mad Michael went and just explored on his own, completely blind, no map, no wisp lights, and managed to find the Queen.
He just
So we
ran
now have
into
a queen.
it in the mist with
No,
no light.
he spent a lot of time searching. He spent a lot of time running around and exploring.
Oh, wow.
Died a lot of times. Took a lot of time to recover his body each time, etc.,
Mhm.
etc. But he's an experienced no mapper, so he managed, and he has found a queen. which means that this Sunday coming, so if you're watching this stream, if you're watching this, not stream, this podcast episode, in a couple of days, this coming Sunday, we will be fighting the Queen. The Nomad crew will assemble for one last evening, I guess, because the next day is when season 3 ends. So we will end it with a bang. We will end it with the Queen fight.
Nice.
And yeah, that should be quite fun, quite epic. So we'll do that, and then outside of the Nomad playthrough, I've done a bunch of different streams as well. What did I do? I did some. Oh yeah, because I'm taking my time to progress through the Mistlands content. So over the last couple of weeks, I've been playing around with the new Mistlands gear. So some of the new Mistlands weapons, and I finally tried the magic. So all the new magic stuff that comes with the Mistlands. So played around with that, and then did a queen fight on the Runelands, one of our servers. It was my second queen fight. The first one I absolutely hated because we were so undergeared for it, and it was so painful. So it was so bad. It was horrible. We were getting I died so many times. And it was really, really painful, and I hated it, and I swore to myself I would never do it again. But one of the players that I play with very often on those Thursday streams, who joined us, had not done that queen fight yet. So my fellow monkey boy companion, I had to like make sure that he has that experience of the queen, and so we decided with Jules to go and face our fears and go fight the queen again with Chelly, who's the player who hadn't done it yet.
Nice.
And it was great fun. We had
It
the
was
fourth
fun.
player Arc joined us, so the 4 of us, and I basically wanted to do that second queen fight with the appropriate gear, but also testing the new magic. So I was the mage of the group.
Did you have a favorite style of magic? Fire, ice, or the undead?
I did both the undead and the fire most. The bubble thing, I think Jules was the bubble person. The bubble boy.
Jules was the bubble boy?
Yes, he was the bubble boy. So he kept doing the bubble thing. He had that one. I don't think we had the ice one. I tried the ice one, but we don't own one ourselves. So I haven't really used it for the fight. But I use mostly the fire one.
Yeah.
I like the fire one because it lights the queen on fire, and then it's easier to spot her and to keep track of her. So that one was quite cool. So we did that fight. And then I also did a completely different stream, my first non-Valheim / real life stream, where I was sewing. I thought I would see if people would be interested to see me do some crafting and sewing and things. So I did a stream where I started. Yeah, I started on a commission, actually a dress that I am making for a friend's niece, and ahead of one of the shows at the end of the month, I need to make a little cute little linen dress for a 9-year-old. So I decided to try to do it on stream, and I enjoyed doing it on stream. It was kind of cool to hang out, because otherwise it can be a bit. Usually I just listen to a podcast or listen to some music while doing that stuff, but it was kind of fun to interact with people, nerd out, just unsolicited history facts about clothing in the medieval age, all that stuff. My setup was not ideal, and it was also to test like how it would go. It took me a while to figure out like what would be a good setup with audio and stuff, but yeah, for a first one, it wasn't too bad. Hopefully,
Didn't
the
you
audio was
start
bad,
with your
but
phone as the camera, but then it died, so you switched to your laptop?
yes, exactly. I switched to my webcam, the
Or your
same webcam that I'm using today, which ironically, it's a really crap webcam, and my phone has a really good camera. My phone is a really good phone, and it's got a great camera. And I thought that the quality would be so much better on my phone compared to the webcam. But I don't know, maybe I messed up the settings in OBS or something. Because the first half where it's my phone, it's actually a little bit blurry and not very, like the video is not very nice. And right now, I think it's my webcam and it looks a lot better. So
Yeah.
weird.
The webcam.
Yeah, with the webcam, it looks all kind of blurry and weird.
Yeah.
The lighting is a bit better there, but the resolution is really bad.
Hmm.
And the audio was similar. I was using like a microphone attached to my phone for the first half, and then when all of that died, I switched to my just using AirPods and my AirPod mics, and that seemed a lot better as well.
Cool. Yeah.
But the audio situation, I need to figure out. I need to get a proper lapel mic, I think, if I'm going to do more of those.
I don't know. It was I was like I think I was working on something and I put the stream on in one of my monitors and it was just kind of fascinating to see how it's made and seeing people enjoying
I mean,
comments and
eating
oh there's Gwen
shit.
eating something.
It's not, as I was saying, it's not a Podheim episode or a Gwen stream if I'm not eating something at some point.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's interesting, especially for, I mean, I don't know, watching anybody doing arts and crafts, just like one of those things I can just run in my other monitor to have as, like something to keep me company while I'm working on something else. I just love seeing people doing creative stuff like that, like actual hands-on stuff rather than working in some program all the time, like Photoshop or something, which can be interesting too if they're a really good artist, but. So you're going to do another stream where you show us the completed dress?
Well, in that stream, I managed to mostly cut all the pieces, and I need to sew them together now. So I haven't actually worked on that yet. So I could. I mean, people seem to be, at least the people who tuned in, seem to be interested in more of that. So I might do. Yeah, Morning Darkness. Yeah. The thing is so first of all, my sewing machine, I think I will need to upgrade it a little bit soon because I'm using a kind of a toy machine. It's a tiny machine and it's been a bit temperamental.
Let me
last
tell
week.
you,
So
they're all temperamental.
they all are, but this one I have real issues with the tension of the thread, and it's just driving me nuts. So
I have a big machine and I have similar issues. They're all
yeah.
temperamental. I'm just going to warn you right now, it's probably not your machine.
I don't know. Well, either way, I want something that's a bit more heavy duty because that one
Yeah.
is really kind of a toy one. And now that I'm doing a lot more sewing projects, I probably have earned the right to get some better equipment.
Absolutely.
And yeah, but the problem with doing a stream like that is that the sewing machine is loud.
It is.
So I'm not sure how that's going to work. I'm sure it's going to be interesting for people to see like how the pieces that I have cut, how they get assembled, but also all the times where it's just like the machine doing its thing. I'm just thinking it's going to be, I'm going to have to mute it because it's going to be really loud and irritating. So it's going to be a lot of silence while watching me doing stuff on a sewing machine. And I'm not quite sure how that's going to go because I can't also talk to people. Like if I could interact and like chat through it, but I won't be able.
You might be able to set up an audio limiter inside OBS so that when your volume of your voice gets to the max that you want it, if you set the limiter there, then the machine can only get that loud too, so it doesn't blow out the ear pods of somebody who's listening. So it can only get as loud as your voice.
I'm going to have to do a lot of testing to set it up right so that it's not like me shouting over the sound of the machine. But yeah, might do that. I need to work on it actually soon, so I might. I've got tomorrow evening free.
Cool.
I might do some sewing. Might do a stream. I don't know. Who knows?
Wait, I want to see the finished dress.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm excited. It's the first garment that I will be making for a child. It actually is the first garment I'm making for someone else because I have made a hat for someone for this weekend, but I've not yet made clothes. Well, no, actually, no, I have made clothes for my boyfriend, so that's not true. But yeah, kitty size one. That would be cool. And if I have any fabric left, I was going to say I could make a Viking tunic for your kid, Morning Darkness, but at his growth rate,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what size I should aim for. Maybe I should just go for 5-6 years old already.
Right, yeah, pants. It's who knows, but shirts. He's remaining pretty narrow and skinny. So if you went with like a size like 3T, that'd probably fit him for at least a year.
Nice.
Well, so I had a couple of videos come out the last
Yes.
few weeks, and let me see here. So we had the last podcast was there where the Iron Gate crew from that podcast, because we had dinner with them, Morning and I.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But April 1st came up, so of course I have done a video every April 1st for so the 2 years before. And I think I did another 1 or 2 videos where I tame a creature that can't be tamed in the game, and I play it completely straight. Like, this is how it's worked. I do it like a how-to video. And I try to be funny or entertaining while I do it.
It was so good.
Well, now that I have more mods, I actually was able to do a couple of effects in the game to really sell it. Like I have, let's see, this shot here of little itty bitty Dwerger mages.
It's just like pocket Dwergers.
It's so cute.
It's like Polly Pocket. Oh, do you remember that Morning Darkness? Polly Pocket. Yeah.
Yep.
It's like
Yep.
Polly Dwergers.
Yeah. So I couldn't with the mod. It lets me shrink creatures, but because they're still holding the full size weapons, it looks kind of funny. So I just, in the video, I said, "Oh, Iron Gate's aware of this bug, and they're going to patch it out soon because they're not supposed to be holding anything." Right. So I'm still selling it, right? Like it's a real thing.
Oh my gosh.
And if you look at, over the years, I have one on how to tame the Deathsquito, how to tame the Olve, and how to tame a Fueling.
Yep.
And so now I have one on how to tame and breed the Dwerger. And it's pretty fun, but the comments are always some of the best things in this. I wanted to go through quickly to see if I could find some of them. Some people really enjoy it. Others don't, they care a little enough to comment. But some people really hate and like unsubscribe from me. Like, I hate April Fools. This is bullshit.
Oh, it's so cute though.
I know,
Like you were really cute with it.
So
I love the ones who say that they fell for it. They tried for a while until they realized
they realized the date. Yeah, like this person says, reads title, checks date. Yep. Or somebody who tried to tame creatures in the past from my other video says, "I'm not falling for this again. Still butthurt. I can't have baby goblins."
Oh.
See, and I saw the title and I looked at the date. I was like, "Oh, yay, he did another like adorable thing." Like it's so creative. You're not messing with anyone, you're not hurting anyone. You're just doing like this really cute skit. And I love it. I think it's brilliant.
And you do say at the end of the video as well that it is an April Fool's.
It's funny. Some people were mad that he said anything.
Yeah. Some people said, "Oh, you shouldn't have said anything, so people go in the game and try this." I tell you, from all my videos, I've mentioned at the end that it was April Fool's. Like April Fool's pops up somewhere, but a lot of people, they see the video and they watch part of it and they stop and then they go start trying to tame. They don't get to the end of the video.
Well, that's on them.
Yeah, like you gotta watch the whole thing. And then I don't know, about 10 people just asked April Fool's ? Or so I wrote in the description, you can encourage them to breed. And I did this funny thing in the video where you have to place them on the dragon bed and you have to put a fence around the dragon bed to keep them there.
Oh my God, that was so funny. It was so creative. I was watching it. I was laughing so hard. I was giggling the whole time.
Yeah. Somebody said, "This is mean. I was really hoping for something like this."
Oh.
And then getting the hopes up.
And then Gwen commented, "Is so funny. Instructions unclear. I'm now stuck at the top of a tower without my gear. Send help.
No,
That's actually
Gwen.
what happened to me the one time where I got stuck in a death loop, killed by a mob of skeletons inside a Dwerger tower, while also being attacked by the Dwerger mages that were there.
Oh no.
Yeah. Some people are good natured, and others. There's a few in here that
Got mad.
they got mad. Yeah, they don't like April Fools. One person even unsubscribed. I don't know if I can find it here. But yeah, they said something like, I play video games and watch YouTube to relax when I'm not working. I don't need the stress of an April Fool's video. I'm unsubscribing.
Oh.
I shouldn't laugh.
Glenn,
It's so stressful. My life is so stressful. You ruined it with this April.
you ruined it with a fun little
Oh.
video about April Fools.
You know.
Oh well. Yeah, that's a tradition.
Not for everyone, but hey,
It's a
humor.
tradition. Tradition.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, and I did that video earlier on about when Mistlands first came out, about finally having some friends in the Mistlands, and
Yeah.
they start off neutral, right, or friendly. They won't attack you unless you
Mhm.
upset them. So of course I wanted to show little baby ones running around because I have the mods to do
Yeah,
that.
that's too cute.
And somewhere in the video too, when I throw them food, because I said they'll only eat the rabbit that little dish. I forget what it's called.
Hair Supreme.
Hair Supreme, yeah. They only eat Hair Supreme, of course, because the joke about rabbits, right?
Yeah.
And I had a hotkey assigned to spawn those little yellow hearts in front of me. Just like when an animal eats something, it spawns those little hearts next to them.
Yes.
So when I threw them
Yeah.
food, I spawned the hearts, and it looks like they ate it. So I was really trying to sell it.
Yeah, no, it was very well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bit where you say about like, the the developers are working on that bug of the
Oh yeah.
the weapons being too big, that really sold it.
Oh
made
yeah,
me
yeah.
laugh.
Yeah, because they're not supposed to be holding anything, so it's a bug. They're aware of it. They'll fix it. That's always the thing, right? If something's not the way it's supposed to be, they're aware of it. They'll fix it.
Well, that's too funny.
And then they released a video. See if I can.
Yes. Oh my gosh, this
Find
was
it.
so good.
Oh yeah. So I'll play,
I linked it in the script if you need that.
I'll play it
Oh, you
here.
got it. Yes.
So they just have a bunch of music playing to it, but what is it summoning? What is it summoning?
So wrong. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So the mage is holding a deer head instead of a skeleton.
Yeah, that was a great touch. See that?
And then she's summoning
Oh my gosh, that where they come out of the ground is so weird.
this funky looking deer on his hind legs with a sword in hand, and the eyes are flaming. Oh my god, watching them run to fight things is so weird.
They're walking like bodybuilders.
Yeah, their arms are outstretched like that, as they run.
Exactly.
Oh, it's cute. But yeah, if you haven't seen that, and there it is. They have
And then
the gun.
shotgun.
Shotgun. Yeah, at the very end of the video, one of the characters is holding. It's called the Undeered Rising. They're making it look like it's a new patch coming soon. But at the very end of the video, one of the Vikings is holding a double barrel shotguns and fires it at the deer. Yeah, very cute, very clever. They've done these fun April Fool's videos with the deers before. I forget exactly what the last one was, but I remember there was something with a deer running around, making it look like maybe we could play deer characters in the game.
Yeah, that was the one from last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was that. It was that we could have a deer character.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Too funny.
Well, in game they added a bunch of they had the Odin horn, and then they added the celebration horn. You guys,
yes,
we all have horns, right? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Mine is more of a cup than well, it is a horn cup, but it doesn't have the horn shape. It's got a flat bottom.
well, yeah, it's
Oh,
like a
yeah.
horn
Because
it's
I
been
can
cut
place
off, right?
mine
And
on a
capped.
table, you see.
Well,
Aha.
mine sits on the table too. But
Mine does not.
On a
Mine
stand. On a
mine
because
just
stand.
I have a
has.
stand.
Yeah.
I do not. I just have the hanging strap.
Well, yeah, that's so you can like carry it on your shoulder, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Mhm,
handy.
drink on the go.
I do have
Oh yeah.
a belt loop for mine, so I can stick it in my belt, and then I've got this giant mug here. Oh, and
Mhm.
Morning's got her mug with her mug and
Nice. I
hers.
still need to, I was thinking about it this morning. I still need to place the order for mine.
Gwen, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Would you want to order it and have it shipped to my house, and then I can sign it, and then you can give it to your sister when you come visit?
Yes, I will definitely do that. I'll send you 2 because I want one as well.
Okay.
So we can both have a signed one. Oh my god.
Because I just got ceramic paints because one of my other viewers wanted a signed cup, and I was like, oh, yeah, I could do that.
Nice.
Yeah, check out Morning Darkness over on Twitch. He's doing fun stuff over there, and finally got some merch.
Mhm.
A piece of merch.
A piece of merch, yeah. Well, I'm actually looking for a new cup because this cup of mine, it's a little too big. Like it can
Oh.
much.
Oh,
Did I
we lost your audio.
Yeah, we lost your audio.
Oh, dude.
I think your internet is.
Test.
You're probably recording, but the internet went weird.
Do you hear me now?
Or maybe you accidentally pressed another button.
No, I heard the like warp
Yeah.
of when like signal gets bad.
But we can still see him. So
I know, it's weird. What the heck?
Test.
Wait.
Oh,
Test.
Yay!
there you are.
Test.
You're back.
Yay!
Discord did something weird. I don't know. I didn't change anything. I had audio levels in OBS.
It did that to me right when we were starting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Discord is doing something weird. So I just went into my settings and switched the audio device on and off again. But we're back. but so I was saying, I'm thinking about getting a new cup because this one holds a little too much, and I think
Is there really such a thing?
Why, yeah. Well, I wanted a smaller one. This is great too because of the handle. You can kind of bend the handle out, and you can hang it from a belt loop too if you want.
Okay.
But I wanted to get a slightly smaller one, mainly because I wanted to put it in the cup holders of my poker table, and this one doesn't fit. so I can drink at the poker table. But my sponsor, the Grimfrost, has some really cool ones, and I was looking at like ones like this. Might be able to fit into my cup holder. And and I don't have a wooden one yet. These wooden
I don't know.
ones
Maybe
are really
when they're angled like that, maybe not.
Fit into the cup holder?
Yeah.
Well, my cup holders are pretty big, but just not quite big enough for that. So some of these narrower ones, this is a pretty narrow one. Maybe not that one. That might be the same size.
Yeah.
But plus, these are really cool looking, really decorative.
They are. Those are beautiful. The wooden ones are really nice looking too, but those look like they have a really wide.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't fit. And I have a metal tankard too, for like the Renaissance fairs and the Dickens fair and stuff. But I don't have a wooden one. I might want to get one of those. But they also, some of these ones they've got here, like with the carvings on them.
Oh yeah.
Right there, they're pretty cool.
That is beautiful.
I've got one of those behind me here. Carvings.
Oh yeah, you have a big. Oh yeah, you do.
Oh nice.
Tell me.
That one.
Oh, look at that!
Yeah.
You got Thor's hammer on there.
Mm-hmm. So I didn't buy it. My partner bought it, and unfortunately, it leaks.
Oh
so
no!
we can't even use it. He paid a lot of
Where does it
money
leak
for it
from?
as well.
Is there like a specific
from
little
actually
spot?
one of the from the front, the design somewhere here, it's like too thin and water leaks like from somewhere around there.
You might
the
be able to
front.
use a little
And-
epoxy on the
Yeah, I was gonna
inside.
Yeah,
say.
I was looking into that. I should be, I mean, I don't have any resin or epoxy type stuff, but you could probably seal it.
Yeah.
But the thing
Yeah.
as well is it has to be, if you seal it from the inside, it has to be something
food
that's
grade.
like, yeah, that's food grade because you're
Well-
going to be drinking from it. So,
Yeah.
or maybe
Yeah,
sealing
they
it
have
from the
those.
outside, but that would ruin the design a little bit. But
Mm.
for now, so he was really, really miffed because he paid a lot of money for it.
Yeah, it looks
It's a really
pretty
nice cup, and
decorative.
he wanted to drink from it, and it leaks. So
Oh.
he got refunded, and he got to keep it. But I am
Okay.
just using it as a decoration now.
Yeah, no, it looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have a lot of different ones, depending on, if you wanted to. There's this one down here. I mean, look how big that is. I don't. You could
Yeah,
really fill
it's
that sucker up.
huge.
But they have this little kid with one. Let's
my
see this. There's
gosh.
this picture.
It's like bigger than him.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, lots of cool ones. If you're interested, just go to jirocthevikings.com/grimfrost and yeah, check it out. All kinds of cool stuff and drinking horns and cups. If you don't have one, every Viking needs one. I've got one of the little shot glasses too, Gwen. It's a little bit smaller than that little cup that you just showed, like shot cup.
It's
size.
a horn one as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
wow.
cute.
yeah, very small. I don't have it near me. I think it's in the other room. So I have to bring that in sometime so I can show that one off too. But,
Very cool.
Let's go back to some Valheim. They actually, so they did that April Fool's video that they released with the deer, summoning the deer. But they also slipped in a patch last week, a
Mhm.
small patch because
Yeah.
they were, having, they just released Xbox. So they are trying to get it work out all the bugs. But yeah, so they just talk about what is it? In this patch, we finally have a fix for the issue that caused worlds of a certain size to be reset to day one on Xbox.
Oh,
Ooh,
I
and
didn't,
we're
I
deeply
didn't
sorry.
even know about that bug, but yeah.
Yeah, that would be very frustrating.
Hmm.
yeah. I know it when it was happening on PC too, and it was brutal.
Yeah, it
It was
happened.
brutal.
Well, on PC too, because people had been playing for a long time, so they had really built up worlds and then got wiped. That's tough.
Yeah, it happened to me too during the Mistlands PTB
Yeah,
or after it was released. So yeah.
but it was a small patch. They did some minor UI performance fixes, fixed a bug that occur when rebinding keys, which I actually had. There was
Ooh.
I was what key? One of my keys kept undoing. It was my crouch key. Every time I bound my crouch key, it's in the panel. It still had the same crouch key bound to it, but it didn't work, and I had to rebind it. So like visually, it said it, but it was not. It was ignoring the crouch key
Interesting.
for some reason. Hopefully, this fixed it. I don't remember checking. Maybe it did fix, and I don't remember. But then in console, worlds on Xbox will no longer reset to day one. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
They also took away Neonheim.
what's that?
They took away the very bright glow on the signs.
Oh yeah.
And people were calling it Neonheim.
Oh yeah. So you can still get colors on your signs, but you can't
Yes.
have them glowing magically.
And the
It's a shame because that
adding-
was quite handy.
It was beautiful. But I will say the way the color works is a little bit different. Before you would do the bracket, say color equals whatever, and then you would do the end bracket. It would then disappear. And then whatever you would type would show up that color as you typed it. Now it just adds it like it's text. And then you type the text of the sign. And then when you hit enter, the color shows up.
Yeah.
And it was really jarring for me at first because I thought I was doing it wrong.
Yeah.
So just a heads up for any of you who are like, wait, did they take this away? Is this different? It is a little bit different, but they didn't take it away. It's just the formatting is different in terms of like how it shows up.
Yeah. Yeah. That was confusing to me when it first came out. because I was
Yeah.
trying to place a bunch of signs for one of the build competitions we had, and I had to make them each different colors, and I had to the way you paste it in there, it was disappearing, and I thought, what?
Yep.
It's not working. What am I doing wrong?
Yep.
Mhm.
But yeah, so
Yep.
they must have realized that it was people were having difficulty with it.
Hmm.
Well, cool. So we have
You know what I'd really like to see, Jiroc?
what's that?
A video where you go over all the different colors that can be added now.
Mhm.
Oh, is it only? So I've looked at the TextMesh Pro page where it shows you how to do it, but is it
Mhm.
limited to certain colors, or can you use the hexadecimal code so you can put in any color you want?
Exactly.
Oh, well, that's like
That's gonna be a long video.
256 million colors or something.
But you can show people where to find the info
And how to do it,
stuff. I think
right?
that, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that'd be a really nice
That
video.
would be,
And any of the other
that would be
fun
really handy for me.
some of the other fun codes that you can put in there. That's a good idea, because I think you can use the \n to do the drop down line, right? If you want.
Mm. I don't
If you
know.
want to break it at a certain point. Remember, we used to add a bunch of spaces to try to get it to drop down
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
next line. Now I think you can use the \n, because that's a code \n for a new drop down line. I have to test that though to make sure that
Yeah.
works. But I think it
Because
does.
not all of them work.
Yeah. Yeah,
So.
that sounds like a great video. Thank you
Mhm.
for the suggestion.
You're welcome.
So we're coming up to the end here. So Morning Darkness has put together a little Valheim trivia game, which these are always super fun. But if you're listening to the podcast, please, you can help us out. You know, if you can't afford to support on Patreon, you can help us out just by subscribing to the YouTube channel and, thumbs up, leave a comment in the box. But also, if you're listening in your whatever podcast format, if you're listening on iTunes or whatever, anywhere you can leave a comment or a like, we'd appreciate it. That helps the algorithm, and it advertises the podcast to other people, especially with all the new Xbox players. I'm sure a lot of them don't know that there is a fan Valheim podcast that's been running for more than a year. So some of them are really I know some of them are really into the game, so they might enjoy. Plus, we got all the other fun stuff that we show, like camping and small land and other fun things. But Morning Darkness, shall we do trivia?
Hey everyone, the trivia segment is available for Patreons at any level. Your support is much appreciated. You can just go to patreon.com/Jiroc the Viking.
Well, I think that's going to do it for this podcast. It's so good to have you both on the show with me. And
Hey, it's always a pleasure being
Good to
here.
be back. Yep.
Yay.
And so until the next one, that's it for now. Have fun out there.
Bye-bye.
Bye.